We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thính, vì thứ pháp hội câm nhất thiết chúng sanh, thính chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. I couldn't hear you. Oh, sorry. Namo Sananto Chuche Doye Olahudi San Miao San Puto She. Namo Tak Dak Tha Toya Daya Alahade Tam Miu Tam Bo Da Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian, 万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 22nd of November 2024. Thank you for being here with us. Tonight here at Go Forest, we are discussing the prologue, door number 2, to the Avatamsaka Sutra. I'm very grateful for your coming here, even though it's very wet and slippery. It's so wet, I didn't feel like walking over. But anyway, I'm glad you're all here, and it makes me, it reminds me how much work is involved here. First of all, it takes you coming, tuning in online, coming here physically, and then there are people pre-production, getting ready, heating up the building, turning on the power. And then translation, and then post-production, okay? It's so much going on here. We really have a media empire that is actually losing money like hell. One of the bad ideas. But that's what you do in Dharma propagation. You don't do it, thank you very much, for your gain and for your own benefit. Personally, I feel I'm married to you. Because I'm always in a hurry to get back. I feel guilty if I don't lecture to you, and you say, "Oh, Master, you are neglecting us." It's like the wife complaining, you know. But it's because of all our combined efforts. I'm very proud to tell you, we've been doing this for 19 years now. That each generation, for Mahayana to propagate, to survive, we need to add. It needs to grow, because what doesn't grow withers, dies. Okay? That goes with your body as well. So when I look at people, I notice how they grow younger. Anyone? I tickle pink when I see people, because when you improve and you grow, it shows physically, it shows in your spirit, it shows in your attitude, it shows how happier you become, and so forth. And the little better version of you is actually contributing to society, make it more enjoyable. Because I enjoy coming here and lecturing to you. And please, one request, not too much food. I don't want to be fat. Because Northern California is known to breed monks and nuns, fat monks and nuns. So I'm vain, I guess, in that sense. I don't want to be fat like most Asian monks. When they get to be older, they're supposed to be. That's a sign of success. I'm the exact opposite. I think I should be losing more weight, unless you work out. Anyway, but thank you for being here, and also it's all in the spirit. And I hope that your generation, I will lecture as long as I can, okay, so that you have plenty of time to prepare. Unlike my masters, okay, at my generation. We were ill-prepared, so that after he died, we really desperately try to maintain the status quo instead of adding. Okay, I want us to have the spirit of contributing, of adding value to society, to everything we touch, instead of just writing it off and worrying about our fun and our pleasures. There's always plenty of time for that, but it's the spirit of contributing and making a difference and making a better world for our children, our nieces and nephews. That's so important, okay? And that's why you're coming here, and you listen to the good words, if you will. It's so critical in your well-being. Believe it or not. Okay, in the last 19 years, I have people who only come on Sundays, and they open the wisdom. So there's hope for all of you. Okay, we're 11:36. If one maintains that the Dharma flower is teaching of the second period, which in order to draw in those not fixed in the two vehicles, speaks of all accomplishing Buddhahood.
若谓法华是第二实教，唯引不定二圣，故说一切悉皆成佛。
1137 commentary. I heard a very loud, huh? What is it about? Who knows? Okay, we gave up a long time ago, trying to understand this. This is way beyond us, way beyond me. Okay, why am I still doing it? It's a matter of pride. You start something, you realize you're no good, and you say, okay, I want to try to finish it. Okay, that's why after this, we move on. He's very scholarly, Master Qinglia. it's nice to have the exposure to this, because even if we don't understand, I want you to hear the words here, the jargons here, so that in the future, when it's your turn to talk to others or listen to other Dharma masters, you won't be as flustered, and you will be. It's very hard to impress you, because what he's talking about is very profound Buddhist knowledge, and very erudite Buddhist knowledge. Okay, so it's really worthwhile, seriously, to go through it, just for the heck of hearing it. Okay, once you hear it, okay, you have the seeds of wisdom that will sprout sometimes in the future. Hopefully sooner than later. So he says that it's a talk about, he's in the section where he's talking about, and Buddha spoke Dharma for 50 years, so he talked about now after that, after he's dead, thousands of years later, the monks who came up, who studied, who were professional monks and nuns, who were very scholars, great scholars, they began to debate what the Buddha is about, and typical of these people, they classify the Buddha's teachings. They say, oh, this is this type of teaching, this is a type of period, and so forth. So Master Ching Liang is actually going through this right here. He's disagreeing with some of these Dharma masters' classifications. So let's read through it. And he says some of these Dharma masters, his peers or his predecessors, talk about how to classify the Dharma flower sutra or the lotus sutra, another name for it. It's very, very important sutra. This is sutra here that if you're a monk or nun, let me tell you, you're a monk or nun, and you're worried about your support, how are you going to make ends meet? Okay, how are you going to pay for electricity? How are you going to pay for the mortgage and so forth? Okay. Without having to get on your knees and beg for more money. And I noticed for many, many monks and nuns I've seen, they would recite the Lotus Sutra every single day without fail. 1 hour, bong, 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 they recite. And the abbots would recite, I saw that. And if you recite the sutra, you recite these three big sutras, Avatamsaka Sutra, Shrangama Sutra, and Lotus Sutra, you're creating tremendous blessings. And if you do that, the Dharma protectors will step up and they will support you. You don't have to worry about cheating others and cheating your disciples and so forth, okay? Because this is spirit, okay, that is, if you are the Sangha and you want to cultivate, you don't have to worry about things. Okay, yeah, and so that's why these names are important for all of you. Lotus Sutra, if you at home and you want to open your wisdom, you should recite a Lotus Sutra as well, and then you create so many blessings. It's incredible, let me tell you. Okay, and so he's talking about here, where this is not something that the Hinayana people have. Hinayana Dharma, they have their sutra, their suttas in Pali, or they have their own mindfulness meditation. All those are nothing, nowhere near the blessings you would generate from reciting these Mahayana sutras, these three big sutras. Avatamsaka Sutra, remember that? Lotus Sutra, Shrangama Sutra. Okay, that's why the sound hearers, the two vehicles, that's the jargon here. Two vehicles are the sound hearers and the enlightened condition. They belong to the Hinayana people. Then they certainly do not have as many or superior blessings like you do. Okay, that's how big it is, big of a deal it is. Okay, and not only you, but because of you, this will be recorded. It will be, put online somewhere in the future. Someone who listens to it, who reads the transcription, will get the same exact benefits as you. So it's incredible, incredible blessings that we're sharing with everyone. Okay? And so he's talking about, these scholarly Dharma masters that, they classify, they disagree in the classification, and Master Jing Liang basically will eventually say they're wrong. Okay? So it's helpful to have someone of Master Jing Liang's great wisdom. He has tremendous wisdom already. And then he spent the time studying the more scriptures so that he can help us save time, okay, and reduce our confusion. 1138, not yet stating that those of fixed nature will not accomplish it, and if one therefore calls it of secret intent and not the final meaning.
而犹未说定性不成，故名密意，非了义者。
Okay, so this is referring back to this is very famous anecdote in the Nirvana Sutra. It was transmitted from India. This is one of the big sutras as well. It is spoken about the same time as Lotus Sutra. Nirvana Sutra was transmitted from India to China in the phase where Mahayana migrated from India to China because the Indians were no longer suitable vessels, Dharma vessels. They cannot understand Mahayana anymore. So, and the Chinese back then were much better Dharma vessels, and therefore they moved the monks, Indian monks migrated, Bodhidharma in particular, brought Indian Mahayana to China. Okay, that's what he's referring to. And so during that phase there, they have to translate Sanskrit, sutras from Sanskrit in Indian language into Chinese. And so a lot of monks made a lot of sacrifices. They travel long distances from China to India to bring back the sutras to translate. And what happened is that one of the big sutras was Nirvana Sutra that speaks of Nirvana or the Buddha's Nirvana and so forth. And they were translated, but they transmitted the first half. And then the second half was transmitted later. First half, it says, the Ichantikas, those people who do not believe, like some of you who do not believe me tonight. Don't want to scare you. Be careful. Those who do not believe, because they don't have enough blessings, listen. The concept of Ichantika is to me is very interesting, because Buddha is a good person. He wants to help you. He doesn't want to get any of us in trouble. Okay? So whatever he does is for our own good. So you can never fault the Buddha for doing anything evil or bad to any of us. Okay? And so the problem is not his intention. The problem is that our faith, do we believe or not? It's very much like he wants to give us, we're sick, and he's a great doctor, a great physician. He wants us to give a medicine to heal our illnesses. Now, we have to do something. We have to take the medicine. That's why he stops. He cannot force us, like the CIA. What? Oh, I'm sorry. The CIA, they pour water on your face. No? They force you. Okay? No, the Buddha, he stops. He says, you need to take this medicine. That's what he's done. Okay? And so, even though he means well, but if we refuse to take his medication, there's not much he can do. And that's what happened to us. The Ichantikas are the ones who do not believe in the good and well-meaning Buddhas, and therefore, whatever Buddha tells them, they don't believe, and therefore they miss out on the boats. Very much like nowadays, never mind Ichantikas, talk about for real. Many Asians believe in the wrong Pure Land Dharma, and therefore they miss the boat to go to the Pure Land themselves. Okay, so so the concept here is because you lack the faith, that's why you miss out on the boat. Okay? And so Buddha's, when he taught Buddha Dharma, it's different audiences. Yeah? And therefore, you have to be flexible. Okay? When you teach children, you talk differently. And when you teach adults, okay? So therefore, that's what he's mean by secret intent here, because sometimes you have to use expedience, and that's required for the Dharma propagation. If you want to help people, you really want to help people effectively, the only way is to use expedience. And that's in Mahayana, we talk about it. Only in Mahayana, we prepare you. We prepare you to go to Arhat range, Hinayana range, and become enlightened. And after you become enlightened to a certain level, then when you're good enough, then we begin to teach you how to help living beings. It's that difficult. It's not that simple. Okay? It takes a long time before you can help. Okay? And that's precisely the nature of the teaching. It's so long term that sometimes you have to tell them, use expedience to help them and keep them interested. Okay? And so in the Nirvana Sutra, Buddha first said the Ichantikas, those who have faith, cannot become Buddhas. And the second half, when it was transmitted from India to China, he actually reversed himself. He said, actually, they have the Buddha nature. They can become Buddhas too, like everyone else. And then in China, the Chinese monks and nuns were fighting each other. Okay? Unlike us here in America, we don't fight each other. We love each other. The United States of America. And so they used to argue with each other in China about because of the Ichantika thing having no Buddha nature and so forth. Okay, and these monks and nuns took things too seriously. Relax. Be patient. Okay. So anyway, Master Jing Yang says, yeah, I'm aware of it, and it's not. Don't think it's the Buddha doesn't know. Is that it's a secret intent. It's not the final teaching. Okay, so be patient. And that's where the question is: do you have faith? Do you have enough blessings to hang in there long enough for you to hear the whole story? Okay? 1140. Why would one also determine a Dharma flower as the teaching of a third period? Who indeed would dare decide the Dharma flower was not final?
何以自判法华为第30教？谁敢判于法华为不了耶？
Okay, 1141 commentary. Now he's chastising the monks and nuns. Oh, that's what happens when you study too much, when you know too much, and you think you understand. Well, you only know the words, you don't understand the meaning of the words. Okay? That's a difference. In Buddhism, you can hear all you want, but you cannot stop there. You have to continue and develop your wisdom before you can understand the true meaning of the words that you heard. And this is why professors, understanding of the scholars, understanding of the Buddha Dharma is very, very shallow, and this is what he's talking about. He says, all these people who study, and they said, oh, this is, they divide this Buddha into this period, that period, and so forth, classify all these things. And they're wrong. They're wrong. And let me tell you what, and this is leadership, folks. Oh, I thought it's me. This is so subdued. I have people. There you go. You see that only when I'm here? Okay. This is worse than Daniel rivers. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I never had that kind of effect on women. My God, I know I make children cry, but okay. And so, Master Jingliang, this is leadership, folks. And I want you to understand this because Master Jingliang says, I have the wisdom. I have worked to work with all of you. And he has enough Dharma age and read enough, erudite enough. He says, I've seen it all, I read enough, and I'm telling you guys, you're wrong. And that's what leadership is about, folks. Because in our system, a Sangha system where we revere the monks and nuns who have the higher Dharma ages, Dharma years, but actually the reverence there, with that comes the financial support, the money and the food and the temple support. But with that support, there's a responsibility. You must pay back. You don't sit there and plan for your own pleasure. Because every moment, if you have wisdom, every single day, you eat one grain of rice, you have to pay it back. You don't have time to go fool around. Okay? And so that's wisdom. So that's why Master Jingliang, and I hope in your generation, some of you will speak Dharma too, and hopefully become a leader and take a stand. And it's not about being accepted, not about being popular, but you must say the things that are quite often unpopular because it's true, because it helps set standards for the future generations. You cannot pussyfoot around these issues, okay? And worry that you're going to lose some support and be too controversial, okay? And that's what I love about Master Jingliang. He says, hey, you're wrong. Let me tell you, you're wrong. It's my job to tell you, you're wrong. Whether you believe or not, doesn't matter. I need to tell you, you're wrong. 1142. In a wonderful wisdom sutra and a Liang compendium shastra, within the establishment of proper Dharma, both place the one vehicle after the three vehicles.
妙智经中及良摄论成立正法中，皆以一圣居三圣后。
What happened? Oh, she's back to normal now? So fast? It's like a flash, and then I'm okay now. Wow, that's cool. It's so cool. And that's cultivation, let me tell you. Okay? You have to be true to yourself. Don't worry about, just be yourself. Okay? And don't worry. We simply badmouth you behind your back, that's all. So commentary 1143, he says he quoted, he's so erudite, he read so many things. And he actually not read them, just read them. He understood them as well. That's what's amazing about this Jingliang master. And so he says, he quoted Wonderful Wisdom Sutra, and the Shastras. So he read both the Sutra store and the Shastra store. Can you imagine how much time it would take? Okay, and these monks, when they read these things, it's not like us, we just read through very quickly. No, they read and they contemplated it, so it takes a lot of juices out of them. It's like when you go sightseeing, I like it. You relax. But these Master Ching Liang, I bet you that when he studied these shastras, these sutras, it's like full total concentration. Okay, and that's why he's such an authority. That's why when he speaks Dharma, it's incredible. That's why we study his prologue, because it's so profound that even though we don't understand most of it, it's incredible blessings for us to be able to get exposed to all this. And he says, let me tell you, this is based on the rest of my research on the rest of the Tripitaka. There are plenty of Shastras, there are plenty of Sutras that talk about the one vehicle versus the three vehicles. Okay, one vehicle refers to the Buddha vehicle. Three vehicles refers to, I think they say a little bit later here. Okay, three vehicles. Okay, that's another jargon you should know. Three vehicles are the Arhats, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas. Those are temporary vehicles. The one vehicle is that you become a Buddha. The one vehicle is, the sole purpose of one vehicle is to help all of you become Buddhas, believe it or not. Okay? Everyone will become a Buddha. Okay? Screamers, too. Okay? She's holding back, so I say, it's okay. 1144. Therefore, among the works of Tripitaka Master Paramartha, the record of differing opinions says, after 38 years, such sutras as the understanding of this secret were spoken.
故真谛三藏部一指记云38年后说解结经等。
I never heard of these before. Okay, so he says, yes, they all spoken, all the things that were spoken by the sutra, and he quoted them to make his point. 1146, the limitless meaning says, after 40 years, he spoke the Dharma Flower Sutra. From this one clearly knows that the Dharma Flower came afterwards. Therefore, the sutra says it is at the time right before his end.
无量亦云40年后说法华经，明知法华居后，故经云灵域终时。
I see. And so, 1147. So he says. He quoted. He says. So definitely, Dharma Flower Sutra is spoken near the end of his Dharma propagation career, and right before he died. And after that, he spoke Nirvana Sutra. Okay, so Buddha's career is that he spoke a lot of stuff, and before he left, he spoke two very, very important sutras, the Lotus Sutra and Nirvana Sutra, in which he proclaims, after all these years, let me tell you, all of you will become Buddhas. That's why I came here to tell you. After 50 years, now you're ready to hear the total truth that all of you will become Buddhas. All right? And then, as you can imagine, when he was doing this, his disciples were much lower level than you. And therefore, they're bored out of their minds. So now he have distraction. He didn't have screamers like we have here. Oh yeah. Chung Yu Sunim, you know what he teaches about that? He says, accept it. Don't fight it. Accept it. I like it. It's so Korean. Accept it. If someone beats you up, accept it. Master yells at you, accept it. If the ghost harasses you, accept it. Don't fight it. If you're hungry, go eat. Something. Okay? And so he says, now he's talking about 5 eyes. Now, the Chinese people, let me tell you, are obsessed with the 5 eyes. They really are. And they keep on talking about it. And because it sells. Because you're so cool, you open your eyes and see things. And that's why when people talk about, I can see ghosts, I can see dragons, I can see, bodhisattvas and so forth, people are so impressed. Okay? And Master YongHua says, yeah, it happens. But he explains a little bit about it, and you can read it if you like, as I'm BSing my way through here. But what happens is that that's temporary. Okay, so you have these 5 eyes. You open them. Most of the time, you open and you close. It's not until after you become enlightened that's when they are more stable. If your eyes still open, then are you in trouble? If you're not enlightened yet, your eyes are still active, you're in big trouble. You know why? You're attached to what you see. You think you're so special. And the Chinese don't talk about it. They brag about it constantly. They say, oh, my disciple have opened his eye and can see, things. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Your disciple is stuck. Because later he talk about the eyes, the eyes see things, but inside there's nothing. So now they contradicting themselves. This is not pure cultivation. This is, it's good. See, here. Are we there yet? Next one, okay. The next one. So he says, it's so cool. You see these things, and you see your inside, your heart, your liver, the blood and sinews and so forth. You can do the same thing. You cut them up and you can see the same thing. What's a big deal? Doctors do it all the time. All you have to do is ask them to videotape it and put it on YouTube. You see it too. And then once you see it, okay, and then you realize the body is basically unreal, okay. So he said you won't be attached to it, okay, and that's called liberation. But you see, in talking about it, my generation, we become attached to seeing things, and this is, and then, so there's contradiction here to me. Okay, and then he says, because you see things, you begin to understand more than just the facade of things. But what he's not talking about is that it's so easy to become attached to seeing things. The people, let me tell you, the people in the last 19 years, we have a lot of people who open their eyes while they're here or before they came here to our temple, okay? And the one who open their eyes here, they open and shut, okay? That's why they progress very quickly. Whereas the people who open their eyes before they joined us, they came and say, and so forth. They tend to be stuck because they're so full themselves. They think so special, okay? And then if they progress, they will progress up to a certain point, and then they plateaued. That's what happened. So let me ask you, would you like to have eyes or would you have no eyes? I'd rather be blind. Okay? Because ultimately, why I know I exaggerate a little, okay? But ultimately, the purpose of all this hard work that you put in is that this is what it is. This is wisdom right here. It says, inside there's no body and mind. Okay, so what do you care about the five eyes or not? Five eyes has nothing to do with that. Okay, outside there's no world. You contemplate the mind inside, and you see that there's no mind. When you contemplate outside, the appearances, the mark outside, there's no appearances, no marks. Okay, and what I don't understand why they would add the Chinese. Maybe Chinese people can help us out. Then they contemplate objects afar. There's no objects. I thought that sentence number 4 includes number 5. Why would you add the objects afar? Chinese person. The Chinese must have wisdom, we don't. It to me is superfluous. It's the same thing. Outside is whether far or close, it's just outside. I think they lost their marbles, the Chinese. It's weird. Okay, let me explain to you. While the Chinese can do their own research and refute me. When you cultivate, when you listen to the lecture, when you practice chant, you cross your legs and so forth, okay? It's designed to help you open your wisdom. And when your wisdom is active, you see that there's no body and no mind. What is he talking about? No body, no mind. What does it mean, no body? It's a kind of cool thing. Yeah, go ahead. 4.
It's just talking about emptiness.
Emptiness?
Right? Emptiness. No body means it's not real. It's empty.
Okay. It's not incorrect. Anyone else? What does it mean, empty? Can you speak in English? There's a lot of people here who don't know what empty means. Empty like an empty bag?
Just
empty cup?
As Master taught us, just means don't attach to it.
That's empty? Why don't you say don't attach to it?
You cannot be too attached to it.
Empty! You see, even I ask the Chinese, they don't even understand the beauty of the word empty. It's a Chinese thing. What does it mean, empty? No body, meaning the body's empty, the mind's empty. That's correct. But what does it mean the body's empty? I'm looking for a prop. I don't have any prop here. Okay. What does it mean the body is empty? Yes, 7.
Emitofuo, Master. When it says the body is empty, it means no big deal. If we can use it to cultivate it, but if it's don't spend too much time on it, or don't.
I'm more confused after he talked. Then my first reaction, Buddhism is so difficult to understand. How many years have you been studying Buddhism?
Many years.
Many years. No wisdom. Okay. What does it mean, no body? And body is empty. Empty means there's nothing there. Isn't it clear to you? Body, empty, meaning it's nothing there. There's nothing here. What does it mean is nothing here at JMT?
Cái body không đó là tất cả các pháp do nhân duyên nó hội thành và nó rã đi, không có cái ta trong đó, không có ai trong đó. Như cái thân mình đó, chất hóa học, chất đạm, chất vôi, chất nước thành. Mình nhận cái này là mình, không có ai trong đó hết. Do cái duyên nó đủ điều kiện, nó hợp hết duyên, nó rã nó đi, không có chủ.
Yeah.
Nó hết cái lifespan của nó rồi thì nó rã nó đi, không có người nào chủ cái thân này hết, chỉ do điều kiện mà thành lập thôi.
Emitofuo, the body is empty is that all the Dharma is caused by the cause and conditions. It's gathered together and then it's also dispersed on its own. So there's no self, and this body is just creation of the protein, the calcium all together, but then there's no body in there. So it's caused by condition that it's gathered together and it will disperse. Therefore, there's no owner, and also there's no lifespan, and it will decay. And therefore, there's no owner on this. And it's established by condition.
Let me ask you this. I'm in pain. My legs are hurting. Anyone? Okay. And I asked the master, what do I do? The master says, your body is empty. Let me tell you why. And you go on talking like that for 5 minutes, because it's all these conditions got together. You know, the 4 elements, they got together, and somehow they managed to get to your father and your mother, and then she fed you, and you go on, and all the while you say, I'm just in pain, man. Yes. There must be a faster way to explain this. I mean, are you Vietnam or are you Chinese? That's Chinese explanation. You Vietnam people have no originality. You only copy the Chinese. 4.
Can we just say to those people that your pain is not real, it's just created by your mind. If you can just endure, it's going to disappear. So it's not real, it's fake. Your body.
Better. Okay, better. That's good. Yes, Wei Mountain. I mean, God. I mean, you cannot explain it in one sentence. What the hey? I mean, Mahayana is losers. It's for losers. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Emitofuo Master. Well, maybe
one sentence.
Body.
Not maybe. You don't start with maybe. You Mexican person.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The body and the mind is empty. Even it both exist. We can, well, the mind no, but the body we can see. There has no own substance, and that means that both are changing every second, all the time. Both are changing. So there is nothing to trap. I don't know how to say it.
What? You talk all of that and you say, I don't know how to say it? Wait a minute.
I know how to say it in Spanish, but not in English.
Say it in Spanish.
Okay, aunque la mente y el cuerpo
I don't know
existen.
what she's talking about. Forget it. It's okay. Okay. I'm kidding. It's okay. It's too long. Anyone? What's this body empty thing here? Yes, JMT.
들리세요? 내가 있다고 생각하고 주의를 기울였을 때만 신체가 존재합니다. 그렇게 설명드릴 수 있을 것 같아요.
when I think there exists I, and then when I pay attention, then there is a body.
So are you mean to your husband or nice to your husband?
맞서 그 대답은 남편이 해야 될 것 같아요. 전 항상 잘해줍니다.
I think my husband should answer that question. I'm always very good to him.
Getting better. You're getting better. Yeah. There's a wisdom here. Yeah. Very good. Let the husband speak. Let's get to the bottom of this. Is she nice to you or is she mean to you? See, the husband always chooses his words carefully.
생각하지 않습니다. 거기에 대해서.
Yeah, one sentence. You see, I like this guy. This guy has Mahayana. What did he say?
I don't think about it.
Why are we, are we unhappy? No! You think about it all the time, how wonderful the wife is. God, when are you going to learn? Okay, anyone else? What does it mean? No, the body is empty. Yeah, go ahead. Husband.
기대치가 있으면 실망도 큰 법입니다.
If I expect a lot, I disappoint a lot.
He has a lot of excuses, doesn't he? Very good. Okay, JC, question.
몸은 항상하지 않고 늘 변합니다. 그것이 공입니다.
Body is not permanent and changes every time. That is emptiness.
That's the original Korean thinking or Chinese thinking? Okay, next DTT.
Master, if the body in pain, but the mind doesn't affect of it, which is empty.
Okay, listen, very simple. There's no body in mind. Okay, meaning that it's a state of wisdom. If you have wisdom, when you are in a state of wisdom, you see you have no attachments to the body or the mind. This is the American explanation, not Vietnam, not China, not Mexico. Okay? He's talking about if you have real wisdom, then you are not attached to your body or your mind. Normally, when you're not in a state of wisdom, it's okay to be attached. You eat, you enjoy it, okay? But when you choose to, you can enter this state of wisdom where you are totally detached from your body, from your mind. Is it clear to you? It's a choice. When you said, when I need to, I can open a wisdom and free myself from my body, from my mind. Like ordinary people, they cannot do that. So your training in Buddhism, our secret intent, using the words of Master Jing Liang, okay? Our secret intent is to train you to develop that state of wisdom that you can access anytime, okay? And to say wisdom where you detach from the body, detach from the mind. That's what Buddhism is about. It's not about, oh, I know. No. No, it's about you're in control of your life. Because your wisdom will serve you, designed to serve you, and put an end to all your suffering. Because when you're attached to the body, you're attached to the mind, you're suffering. That's why because you're suffering. Is that clear? So, for example, this is practical consideration. I didn't understand it. I thought that after you think and you never experience pain again. No, you experience the same pain, but then you can choose to say, I experience pain in order to help others. But if I don't need to help others, I don't need to experience pain. You can stop the pain immediately. That's wisdom. Wisdom is that I don't need to suffer. When you have no wisdom, you suffer, and yet you don't know you're suffering. Oh. Okay? That's suffering. It's normal. Okay? But it's because people don't realize they are choosing to suffer. When you do this, eventually you develop the ability to turn it off. Okay? And you enter the state of wisdom where you free yourself of all suffering. You feel happy. You no longer cry. Actually, you cry more because you're so happy. Okay? So he's talking about when you have wisdom, then you're in control of your body, of your mind. The body, if it's in pain, he says, what pain? And the pain, gone. I'm talking about instantaneously, folks. Useful or not? Anyone wants it? See, that's American explanation. We sell. Not explain, it's all the 四大假合, the four great elements are falsely united. Say what? We Americans, we want to buy it. If it's good, we want to buy it. No? Yes, ma'am. Chinese person.
Master, not attached to your mind just means not attached to your thoughts, right? Is that right?
Attached to your mind meaning that nothing. Your mind is emptied out. No thoughts arises. Okay? Taylor Swift video turned on, in your mind you have nothing. Believe it or not. It's hard to do, but it's possible. Okay? Okay? So that's why inside there's no body and mind, because you're in pain. And you say, oops, I'm in pain. Go away. Done. No more pain. Immediately. Instantaneously, let me tell you. Anyone? Am I the only one? Oh my God, I sound like a liar. I don't know. Okay? So because what happens when you're in pain is that the body says, the mind says, my body is in pain. So that's why when you switch on, you flip the switch, you enter a state of wisdom, then the mind doesn't say, what pain? There's no pain. And then, but someone asks, say, what about your bodies? What body? You turn it off just like that. Not just that, okay? Nei wu shen xin. Inside, when you look inside, this refers to the fact we are attached to our body and our mind. Agree? This is what we're about. We're about attaching to the body and to the mind. Okay? That's ordinary people. People, wisdom says, I have no such attachment to the body nor the mind. That's a standard, folks. We're not talking words. We're talking about wisdom. That's what wisdom is about. Okay? Outside is no world. Okay? So what is it talking about? It's talking about, first of all, you need to detach from your body into your mind. Don't think you're smart and think you're so proud of it. Anyone? Huh? You get your PhDs from a great university. I'm so smart. Okay? I mean, you attach to your knowledge. You attach to your mind, your thinking mind, your knowledge mind. Okay? And that's confusion, believe it or not. Okay? That's suffering. And so what's talking about, if you have wisdom, it really bothered me, folks. I read this and the Chinese explanation, all these things. Can you explain in a way that I understand that why I should continue to cross my legs? Because my legs are screaming. And then I hear inside there's no body and mind. I say what? My body is hurting. What do you mean no body? Okay? And so the first stage of your wisdom is that you can let go of your attachment to your body or your thinking mind when necessary, when you choose to. Is that clear? This is the confusing part about Buddhism. They said, I'm inside, no body and mind, so what happened to me? Did I die? It sounds like a state of vegetable. Okay? No. You lock into that state where you are free from any attachment to the body or the mind. So if your legs are hurting, you go lock into that state, say, the pain is gone immediately. If you are depressed, you lock into that state, no more depression. Is that clear? Jumi's husband?
Master.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. It's 4.
So, Master, for your reference, I did some search. It seems like the last part, so other than the first phrase, 内无身心外无世界, that's spoken by Master YongHua, and then the rest is from
It's
Taoist.
a Chan Master thing.
I cannot find the reference. The only reference I found on internet is Master YongHua, but it's probably from an older Chan saying that Master YongHua quotes.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's from the Taoist sutra, so it's not really.
From where?
From a Taoist sutra, 太上老君清净经. So it's a Taoist thing. It's not. I don't know how this get mixed together. That's,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's just. It is in the sutra, 太上老君清净经. The part about 内观其心，心无其心。
See, so I raised the objection judiciously that the last line doesn't make sense. It's not a Buddhist thing. The Buddhist teaching is complete with the first 4 lines. You don't need the 5th line. That's my point. I have a big mouth. I should say, oh, great Master Hsuan, I say, so memorize. Yes, sir, what do you want to say? Master Hsuan, disciple. 7.
I have a question about there no mind or no attached to the mind. That which mean the knowledge, that's what it refers to, or the wisdom?
No, you just said it already. Listen to your older sister. She says, no thought arises. That's what no mind means. Xin bu dong, the Chinese have the advantage over us. Xin bu dong, the mind doesn't move, meaning no thought arises. That's no mind. So Ju Min says to you, I'm going to leave you. What do?
Go ahead.
No mind. If you say go ahead, then you have a mind. Okay. You fighting Vietnam person.
Okay.
When your wife tells you, I hate you, that's no mind. I love you. Really? Got it? No thought arises means no mind. What happened is that smart people, educated people, scholars, okay? What happens before they answer is, I know this, I can answer this. Whereas for us, nothing arises.
Emitofuo, so this one is a little bit different from...
See, in Vietnam it's called rung đùi.
This one is a little bit different than no self and no Dharma. There no inside there no self, and then outside there no Dharma.
That's no word here. That's what they're referring to. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Don't try to understand too much. No mind. Anyone else? Okay? So what happened is that wisdom begins with us. No one knows. When you have wisdom, you're not attached to your body. You're not attached to your knowledge. No thought arises when you're provoked. That's a state of wisdom, folks. Why can't the Chinese explain that? But no, there's no mind, and the force is united body, therefore the body is not real. The mind is actually empty, it's impermanent. My God, speak English, man. All of that only means that no thought arises. That's it. And you don't even know. Look at that. This guy who's been studying Master Shen for 20 years, he doesn't get it. Because you folks stress knowledge instead of how can I use it in my life to live better, to be happier, to be more fulfilled, have more meaning in my life. If not, Buddhism is a waste of time for me. It doesn't help me improve my life, my quality of life. I'm out of here. I'm going to a church and pray to God. Yes, JMT.
마스터, 지금 설명하신 거를 이제 한마디로 no thinking, no mind, no body라고 정리할 수 있을지 첫 번째 질문 드리고 두 번째 질문이 이어져 있습니다.
So can I summarize it? No thinking, no
Yes.
body, no mind.
You can.
And I have a second question.
Okay.
마스터 디프레션에 대한 질문이 있습니다. 제가 기억하기로는 우울한 내가 없다. 그렇게 할 수 있는 경계가 아라한이라고 들었어요. 제가 기억하고 있어요. 네, 일단 한번 끊을게요.
It's about the depression. The state that there's no I who depressed is in arahat state. I remember like that.
No. If you have said there's no I who's depressed, then you are thinking already. She's thinking.
마스터,
Yeah,
제가 기억하는
Let me think about that.
마스터께서 정확하게는 베너러버 XF가 아라한이 됐다는 경계를 말씀하시면서 작년 가을쯤인가 우울한 내가 없다라고 설명을 하면서 우울증을 떨커내는 그런 법문을 하셨었어요. 제가 그렇게 해서 질문을 드린 거고요. 네.
I remember that when Venerable XF become arahat, you said there is no self who got depressed. So you gave a Dharma talk about depression.
So
그래서 제가
I said a lot of things I didn't mean. I'm not attached to my mind.
그럼 마스터 저도 마스터의 지침에 집착하지 않아도 되나요?
Yeah, it's okay.
Then is it okay that I do not attach to your instruction?
I'm not talking to you.
알겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
마스터. 그래서 제가 질문 드리는 건 우울증이다, 우울증의 공격이다라고 인식할 수 있는 단계가 아나함이라고 저는 기억하고 있고, 우울한 내가 없다라고 해서 우울증을 디프레션을 내려놓을 수 있는 게 아라니라고 기억하고 있는데.
Yeah, okay. Don't translate it. No point. Don't need to translate. Let me tell you, I'll explain to you, just to cut it short. Okay? Continue. Okay? And one day, okay, you naturally understand without thinking. Stop it.
그게 아니라 마스터, 그게 아니라 제가 저를 위한 질문이 아니거든요. 지금은.
It's not question for myself.
Yes, it is. It's always about you. Admit it.
네, 맞고요. 세 번째 질문은요. 세 번째 질문은 마스터께서 몸에 집착하지 말라고 하셨는데, 우리가 실제적으로 피지컬적인 질병이 있는 사람들이 있잖아요. 뭐 캔서라든지 뭐 관절염이라든지 그런 이렇게 피지컬적인 실제적인 질병을 안고 있는 사람들이 어떻게 몸에 집착하지 않을 수 있는 건지, 그거를 제가 세 번째로 질문드립니다. 네.
This, when I listen to this lady in here now, all of a sudden I have this revelation. Would you like to know? From the Linji lineage. Linji, you know, you heard the great master Linji, right? He's a brutal person. And people come and ask him, Master, you know what he did? He kicked her. And she became enlightened. That's what I say. That's what it takes. Because if you explain, the more you explain to her, the more she wants to understand. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? And this is when, on those special instances, hey husband, when you kick her, you punch her, shut up! Hey, look, XS2. Look the way he sits now. He's healthier. You feel okay, XS2? You feel better?
Yes, a little, Master.
A little, right? It's just slowly and slowly the body has to get healthier so that you have a foundation. See, in this training here, folks, your body will become stronger before your mind can break through. You know that? All the pain there you're experiencing are healing your body, strengthening your body, so that the mind can break through. Okay? So there's hope for him after all. Okay. Anyway, so what it's talking about here is that a state of wisdom where you're not attached to your body, you're not attached to your knowledge, okay? Because what happens to you is that every time you see something, your mind says, oh, I know. Oh, that's blue. I want that. Okay? Your mind is constantly jumping at every single thing. You hear a sound, your mind jumps. Oh, that's someone crying. That's a screamer. The mind says, I know. Constantly, yeah? I like it. Okay? So that's why the no mind here refers to there's no thought arising in your head at all. Because the reason there's a thought arising is because of your attachment. I know! He knows everything. That's why he's always thinking, I know that, I know that, I know that. Okay? Say chung, I'm pointing the chung, but you in the way, that's all. Chung is very proud. I want to know everything. Tell me why. And that's why chung is another example where you use a fist. You punch him and say, shut up. Okay? So inside, no mind meaning no thought arises. They slap you, no thought. Okay? Outside there's no world. So this is important for you. Wisdom is that inside you're free from your own attachments inside. Attachment to the body, attachment to your mind. It is the most glaring weaknesses you have is you, all of you are attached to your knowledge. Yeah? You're very proud, especially Vietnam people. Very proud. I know. I'm Democrat. I'm Chinese. You are not. You don't know anything about Mahayana. I'm Chinese. You have to be Chinese. No, Indian, not Chinese. Anyway, so the mind is so attached, okay, and the body is what is attachment in the body? Comfort. The two things that we so naturally attached to, feeling comfortable, and we know. Yeah? Someone massages you, I like it. Try to tell you, I know. Don't tell me. Yes, JC. No JC, forget JC. See, that's why I'm freeing you from the traditional way of explaining Buddhism, where, they go on and on about how the body is not real, the mind is not real, and so forth. Baloney! That's too slow. Yes, JC. Okay, no JC. Go ahead.
네, 마스터 법문 감사드립니다. 제가 요즘 수행하다가
Doesn't she sound like Vietnam? Vietnam, Korean, very close language. Go ahead, I'm a Korean lady. Are you coming with your two sons? Your children? Your son and your daughter?
Yeah, we will go to America.
Okay.
Yeah,
The two sons or the daughter?
One son and one daughter.
Okay, continue.
네, 요즘 수행하다가 공유하고 싶은 게 있어서 코멘트 드리고 싶어서 마이크 잡았습니다. 제가 오랫동안 되게 집착하고 두려워했던 거가 다른 사람의 머릿속에서 나를 어떻게 평가하고 있는지가 굉장히 저한테 큰 집착이었었는데요. 예를 들어서 저 의도적으로 행동하진 않았지만 저 사람이 나에 대해서 굉장히 대단하게 생각하면 너무 그게 이제 기분이 좋고 계속 그걸 되새김질하고 그러다가 또 나에 대해서 실망하는 것 같다는 생각이 들면 너무 불안하고 그게 괴롭고 그런 게 저한테 굉장히 큰 두려움이었고 또 인간관계에서 방해되는 요소였는데요. 얼마 전부터는 이러한 것들이 나한테 너무 괴롭구나 하는 것을 알고 여기서 자유로워지고 싶다는 생각이 들었습니다. 그래서 뭔가 다른 사람이 나에 대한 긍정적인 평가로 기분이 좋을 때는 그만하자라고 생각하고 또 뭔가 나에 대해서 부정적인 평가가 있을 거라 스스로 예측하고 불안하기 시작하면 이것도 그만하자 하고 요즘에 그렇게 하고 있는데요. 그것이 저한테는 좀 발전인 것 같아서 공유드려봤습니다.
Master, I want to share my experience. For a long time, I have some attachment and I have some fear about how others think about me.
No.
So if others think very positively about me, then I feel very good and I think about it again and again. But if they disappointed me, then I feel fear.
Yeah.
So those are
Depressed.
obstruction of
depressing
relationship. So a while ago, I realized that is suffering, and I want to be free from it. So when I hear the positive words, then I said stop. And I've heard some negative thing, then I told myself to stop. So I think that is the development, and then I want to share about it.
Very good. What about someone criticizes you? What do you do? You cry.
I'm not crying.
You're not crying. You hit them. Make them cry. Okay, very good. Second half, do the other half, okay? Work on the other half. Okay, very good. This verse is beautiful. Let me explain to you what they try to tell us, but the way the Chinese, the Vietnam people explain it is theoretical. This is very practical. It says, this is how you should live your life. If you want to be happy, this is how you should live your life. How's that? Okay? You know, in theory, that inside there's no body, no mind. That's wisdom. Is that clear? If you have wisdom, this is exactly how you know. Okay? Outside is no world, meaning you're not attached to external things. You're not attached to a TV, you're not attached to a car, you're not attached to a husband, you're not attached to a boy, you're not attached to a girlfriend, you're not attached to anything. Okay? That's why outside is no world. Is that clear? That's a state of wisdom, mind you. Is that clear? I don't need you to understand. I want you to memorize this, that's all. Okay? If you have wisdom, in your state of wisdom that you're capable of entering, you will be free from your mind, from your body, from the world. You are happy within yourself. You don't need your wife to make you happy. Man. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Master. I thought these two eventually has to happen at the same time. So it's not like you're emptying yourself and the world is emptying, but both are dissolving together.
No. Okay, let me finish. I'm running out of time, honey. No more questions. Okay. This is very important for you to understand. This is real, folks. This verse is very, very good for you. First of all, I want to remind you that your wisdom, your Buddha wisdom right now, you all have, If you activate it, it has, I'm not attached to my body, I'm not attached to my mind, I'm not attached to the world. Period. That's you. You have right now. If you can activate it, that's how you will stay in control of your life. You don't need anything. I'm perfectly happy. Someone yells at me, I'm happy. Someone praises me, oh well, never mind. Okay? So, you are completely happy within yourself, no matter what happens. And there's no more suffering, no more fear, no nothing. Nothing can affect you. All right? How do you do that? It's the next two lines. The contemplate is the key word. Why is it the Chinese don't explain this to you this way? And the last line, dump it. I want you to strike it out. Okay? Both English and whatever. Okay? It's nonsense. This is so beautiful teaching. You don't need the fifth line. First of all, state of wisdom, okay? You are free in your mind, your body, and from external things. That's a state of wisdom. All right? How do you know you have it? That's the next two. It says, if you have your Buddha wisdom and you can activate it, you turn on like your car. Before my era, it's like this. Now you guys like this. Or like this. I mean like this. Okay? It's hard to keep up with you. I always go like this in my car. But when I drive XX car. Okay, so here's what happens. Your Buddha's wisdom is not attached to the body or to your mind and attached to anything outside. That's your wisdom that you already have. Okay? You're being trained so that when your body is in pain, when your mind is troubled, when the world is too much for you and you have no friend, you got a friend. Sorry. Just call my name, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the young people, they don't know these songs anymore. You know, they say, yeah? Have no clues. Okay. So when you are suffering, okay, let's say my legs are hurting. Okay, then who's suffering? The mind is complaining. Oh, it hurts, right? It's the mind who says it hurts. Yeah. So that's when you contemplate the mind. It says it's hurting. It hurts. I don't like it. Okay. That's when you contemplate the mind that complains. It says it's empty. Meaning, don't listen to it. The reason you're hurting right now is because deep down, right now, you believe the pain is real. That's a state of confusion. It hurts. It feels real, right? Like someone hits you, okay? It hurts, right? But if you activate your Buddha's wisdom, it switches it off just like that. You're capable of switching it off if you activate the Buddha's wisdom. So you're being trained to activate your Buddha's wisdom so that when it hurts, you can have two choices. You can say, you can accept the hurt so that your husband will give you a new car. Or you can say, I have enough cars. You switch it off, the hurt, and you are as cool as a cucumber. It's a choice. And let me tell you, all of you are being trained this way, this direction. This is why we're here, folks. No excuses. You will get to the point where you'll be able to decide, do I accept the suffering or can I rise above it? Okay? Can I empty out all my pain or my suffering? That's what contemplate means. Contemplate is, what do I choose? Do I choose to suffer or should I choose not to suffer? The Bodhisattvas choose to suffer in order to connect with us, to help us. Okay? But when they're by themselves, I say, the heck with them. I ain't suffering. Okay? Got that? So the contemplate here is a skill that you develop to enable you to choose. Should I activate my wisdom or should I not activate it? So the contemplation is the activation of your wisdom, the skill set that you can develop. And you will. All of you will. Okay, next, outside the contemplative appearances, outside appearances. Okay, appearances, 即形, 形 here, Chinese forms. Okay, anything has a form, okay, you can detach from. That's what it's talking about. Anything. Anything that has a form, has a shape, you can activate your wisdom and let go. That's why in America we have a famous expression. Honey, I love you, but not that much. Okay, so I love you, I contemplate appearances. Wow, nice, lovely. Okay? Jumi's husband, you hear? I love you. Nice. But then, I can let go. Who's the boss? The person who can do this is the true boss. Does it make sense? Okay. We stop here today. Thank you, everyone.